What's up, guys? 370 Gaming here, and we're back today with episode 8 of Rebuilding TNA. But before we get into all the booking and all the fun stuff, we're going to go over the TNA Gut Check 2016, because if you'll recall, that was the last video I uploaded for the TNA series, was the announcement of the Gut Check voting. And if you followed me on Twitter, I told everybody the results as soon as the poll was done. So if you followed me on Twitter, you knew who was getting hired already. But there were a few complications in some of the signings, so may not have been completely accurate on Twitter either. So we're gonna get the final tally, final results right here, right now. Let's get right into it. Starting out with the Knockouts division, we've got the number 3 highest rated vote in Veda Scott. The number 2 highest rated vote, Beth Phoenix. And now the number 1 highest vote in the Knockouts division was Ibushi. Now, the problem with Ibushi is she is hurt for a few months. I don't exactly want to hire her yet, as I'd basically be paying her for nothing. Like, she can't show up, she can't work a match. We will be hiring her in the future. I've shortlisted her, but yeah, as of right now, we're not hiring her. I will bring her in as soon as she's fully healed. But I did want to hire 3 women from the Gut Check poll. So I did go ahead and hire number 4 in top voting, which was Christina Vonieri. So yeah, we've got 3 new women to the roster. I have added a couple more women from the roster that I covered in the last video, but we'll go over again when we go to the booking screen. But for now, let's move on to tag teams. Now, the tag team division results were a bit interesting because the number 3 top highest rated was actually a tie in Red Dragon and Matt Sydal and Ricochet. So I went ahead and hired both teams because, I'm TNA Wrestling, and apparently I just have that amount of money. I can just hire both teams if I want to. But yeah, I mean, this company would highly benefit from 2 great teams such as them. The number 2 highest voted team, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, TNA Originals, basically. Fantastic team. And of course, the number 1 voted team in the tag team division, the Young Bucks. Everybody loves the Young Bucks. I thought about trolling everybody and just hiring them and making them Generation Me. But that's kind of a dick move, Well, they're the Young Bucks. We're just gonna go with that. So yeah, that's the tag team division. And now we've got some more interesting developments in the single male category. Single male, like they're fucking bachelors trying to get a hookup. But that's fine. Number 5, highest voted in, to my surprise, was Marty Scurll. Not that I don't think Marty Scurll is great. I just didn't think you guys, would vote for him out of all the options. So that's great. That's good news for me. Number 4 was a tie. However, we do have a problem in that number 4 was Rey Mysterio Jr. and Kota Ibushi. So I was going to just hire both of them. However, Rey Mysterio feels that TNA is too small for him. I have shortlisted Rey, and hopefully TNA will grow in time, and hopefully we'll pick him up in the future. But I have went ahead and hired Kota Ibushi. So yeah, that's number 4. Number 3, we've got Jay Lethal with Truth Martini, stealing ROH's champion, although they are pay-per-appearance deals, so we're not exactly stealing him, but we're borrowing him. We're borrowing Jay Lethal with Truth Martini. But I'm personally glad we got Jay Lethal in this series. You guys didn't let me down. You chose the right one. Number 2, Cero Miedo Pentagon Jr. is here in TNA Wrestling, and oh man, I can't wait to make some kooky fucking angles for him to just wreck people. It's gonna be a great time. And the number 1 highest voted male in this category, Zack Sabre fucking Jr. He is going to put on a clinic, and probably up there with Will Ospreay. He's gonna be getting a pretty good push, in my opinion. I may not have too many storyline ideas for him immediately, but I think we may do the old slow burn push gimmick. But yeah, so that's the top 5 single male superstars, wrestlers, however you may put it. And yeah, that's the results of the Gut Check. So when we go back next, the next thing you'll see will be the TEW screen, and we'll go over all the contracts. Alright, we're back here at TNA. We've got a couple weeks until Against All Odds. I may move that to week 4. We will see what happens. But yeah, I wanted to go over the contracts before we go right into Explosion and Impact. Jim Cornette, I've decided to hire as the on-screen authority figure because, I mean, Bruce Tharpe is just gonna fucking bomb every rating. And, I love Jim Cornette. He he's a little bit of a psycho, but, I think he'll be a great, addition to the company. Shane Helms, we're just extending his contract. I did go over before the Gut Check signees that I wanted to hire a couple of women not related to the series, not related to the contest. I wanted to hire Leva Bates and Mickey James. I did forget Winter, who I also wanted to hire. So I just went ahead and signed all three of them, including all of the Gut Check people. So yeah, like I said before, I explained why we don't have Evilise yet. I explained why we don't have Rey Mysterio. But they are all on the short list, and we will get them down the line. But yeah, that's everybody. So we're just waiting on them to join up, and yeah. So we're gonna go basically. The next show will probably be me just doing Fallout from Genesis, and then we're gonna get new storylines rolling after the shows once everybody's hired. So yeah. With that being said, unless there's breaking news in between, we're going to go into Explosion. Alright, we're here at TNA Explosion. I kind of want to just get through Explosion and Impact this week because I haven't, gotten really to get any of the storylines that I want rolling. So, yeah, let's just get through this here. We've got Jimmy Havoc defeating Chris Melendez in a 7.5 with an Acid Rainmaker. Melendez got a little tired. That's reasonable. We went all out and hoping for a better match rating. Not the greatest there. Chris Melendez, I don't know if there's much of a future in this business for Chris Melendez, if we're being honest. We shall see. So, a video plays for Pentagon Jr.'s eventual debut. And this is an off-screen angle based on entertainment, so nothing big there. But Pentagon is shown in a church, and he's meditating, like, dead center on the altar. And you can only see it far away. So it's a far away shot. You can see him meditating there on the altar, and the camera gets closer and closer and closer and closer throughout the video. And when that happens, when it's getting closer, the church around Pentagon is like glitching out and becoming like a whole different place. Like like I type here, it's more demonic. It's got blood on the walls. Everything's destroyed. Everything's torn up. There's weird devilish symbols, things like that, and it closes in on him, and he just goes, "Yo soy Pentagon Jr. Cero miedo," and yeah, so coming soon to Impact Wrestling, Pentagon Jr. is going to be here, so that's hype. Get hype for Pentagon. We have a nothing match here. I just figured maybe get Abyss a match because he's Abyss, so. Yeah, it got the crowd hotter, and not too bad, It helped the storyline, so that'll work. Mark Andrews comes out, and he's dressed basically as Will Ospreay. Like, basically everything. He's just doing all the Will Ospreay mannerisms. He knows he has a match tonight against Will Ospreay, so that is his entrance for this match. And he tries to jump around and do like extra flippy stuff in his entrance, but he just kind of comes off as a goof. But they have not too bad of a match. Will Ospreay, of course, does defeat Mark Andrews in almost 10 minutes with a springboard cutter, and got the crowd hotter. Will Ospreay putting in the 51, pretty good. And yeah, seems that Andrews held up his end of the bargain too. Tried having more all-out matches because I'm not doing too much crazy stuff in general, so it seemed to have paid off here. I mean, 48, it's about the most you can hope for in this part of the card. Kyle O'Reilly has not signed yet, but Bobby Fish has. So I figured let's get Bobby Fish on the show. Why the hell not? Bennett defeats him in almost 15 with Divine Intervention after Maria distracts Bobby Fish. So Bobby Fish debuts his gimmick, gets an average, and everything worked out pretty well. Bennett's improving in performance. I noticed that Bennett was only a mid-carder, and we're gonna have to change that like ASAP. Like we're probably gonna work on that the next Impact. He needs to be upper mid at least, I think. And they just do a quick. I was gonna like write out a promo for this, but it's just basically Maria saying, that, once again he's proved to the world that you need to believe in miracles, you need to believe, and all this other hot garbage that they spew. But that's it for Explosion. We got a 55 C minus. I don't think that's too bad. Let me see here. Can we see the history here? So I got a 55 C minus. Oh, so that was a hell of a lot better show. Did most of them? Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, we did great on this Explosion. That's great. So yeah, not that Explosion is the top thing or anything, but yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I will see you guys for Impact Wrestling. All right, we are here for a pretty crappy episode of Impact Wrestling because yeah, like I said, I'm still waiting for people to be hired and to start brand new storylines, so this episode is kind of half-assed, but I think it will be entertaining nonetheless. So let's get started with this promo that we're going to have that's going to be on the notepad instead of the game because the angle was too long, so we'll just go right into that. So the new authority figure, Jim Cornette, comes out to address the public as the new general manager of TNA Wrestling. And he says, "Thank you all very much. I used to be the management director here. I was directing this ship out of murky waters conjured up by the other blowhards in the back. But, you know what? The past is the past, and I'm here to keep order of this nut house. Now, as I understand it, we have a pay-per-view coming up called Against All Odds. And Broken Matt Hardy's theme song plays, which is, of course, just random piano gimmick. It's pretty good stuff. And he goes, "Mr. Cornette, how do you do this fine night, my friend? I have something to tell you that I feel is of the utmost importance to you. At TNA Genesis, I found my personal salvation, but Brother Nero needs to be saved as well. The old god would not let me get near Brother Nero, nor would I have a fair chance at the heavyweight title of the world. Both will come to fruition eventually, but Mr. Cornette, I need now ask you, will you be the one to provide Brother Nero his salvation?" And Cornette just looks at him like, what the fuck is going on, dude? What the fuck happened to Matt Hardy, and why is this happening to him why is this happening to himself right now? Cornette goes, "Boy, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but Matt Hardy, you've lost your freaking mind. I have not the faintest idea what you're asking me." And he goes, "Mr. Cornette, the question is simple. Will you be the one to provide Brother Nero the ultimate salvation against yours truly so that I may elevate both of us to a higher plane of existence?" And Cornette, dude, he just gives a classic Cornette face. A classic fucking face that only he could get. And he's like, "Well, I heard against yours truly. I assume you want to fight Jeff at some point. Well, if that means you stop talking right now, then at Against All Odds, we will have Matt and Jeff Hardy in a one-on-one match. Now, please, don't ever talk to me again. Just don't ever talk to me again." And Cornette just kind of shuffles off. Matt Hardy is pleased. But, yeah, that's that gimmick there. So, as you can see, got a solid 66 C+, not the greatest, but did get off to a strong start. Cornette did poor, that's not the greatest. I forgot to change that. That's fine. But Cornette's getting better at it. So there you go. We opened the show with the first match is what I'm trying to say. With Will Ospreay getting a win over Aiden O'Shea in 803 with the springboard cutter. We're just trying to get Ospreay over, more or less. As is the gimmick, Ospreay's getting better at his. Speaking of gimmicks, the announcing quality, color commentary did good. Got the crowd hotter. And, yeah, 40-60, not the best, but I will take it. I mean, works for me. So the Tribunal come out. And Al Snow gets ready to talk. He's starting to get amped up, But Silas Young just rips the mic out of his hands. And he goes, "Listen, I don't want to talk. I want to kick some ass. I'm a real man. I don't come out here to preach and whine and complain and bitch and moan and cry and and he lists off all these verbs, And this group was formed to bring wrestling back to the time where real men wrestled. someone come out here so I can teach you how to be a real man. And so it's more or less not really an open challenge. I think he just had a match, and that was just how he opened the match there. But he has a match with Tigre Uno, and he does beat him in 7:33 by random submission, apparently. Got a 56 C-, not too bad. And they both did pretty well, so no complaints there. So this is kind of weird because, like I said, this was kind of a half-assed thrown-together deal. But the Rhodes Scholars basically come out. You know, they're the tag team champions. They're celebrating their success. You know, the Decay and the Bromans. They both come out. You know, at individual times and. You know, have one of those WWE style promos where they just all come out and they all like, oh, I should be the fucking champion. Oh no, I should be the champion. And then the Rhodes Scholars are like, all right, listen, just to put this to end, we'll defend the titles tonight against all of you. How about that? How's that sound? And everybody's pleased, you know, and then it's all good. And yeah, so that's what that was about. Crazy Steve underperformed, but Rosemary helped him, so that's something. And Crazy Steve's improving in acting, so pretty good there. In a match better than I thought, we had Gail, Kim, and Madison Rayne versus Jade and Marty Bell. And Gail pins Marty. And yeah, I meant for this to go somewhere else, but somebody else that I've hired is not there yet. So this was a match that just happened. So sorry about that. Like I said, this is a pretty lazy Impact. But we're just trying to get on so we can hire everybody. We have a solid spooky Decay promo. Just, you know, them talking about Cody Rhodes and Damian Stevens. We have Tyrus and Eddie Edwards here in a match that I was just hoping, based on popularity, might go well. Not so much. They don't click, apparently. That's unfortunate. Yeah, not the greatest. Not the greatest. And EC3 comes out, and he basically cuts a promo declaring that he has been named the #1 contender for the world title after beating Mike Bennett. You know, he puts himself over, says he's going to fight Galloway at Against All Odds. You know, that's basically it. That's, you know, like I said, you know, crappy excuses, but we're doing it. You know, 79B pulling it out there, pretty good. Speaking of the Miracle Mike Bennett, he's still a mid-carder, and I'm trying to like get him to that upper mid-card status. So Rockstar Spud was the only upper mid that I had laying around, so I had Bennett defeat him decisively. Yeah, we'll see if that accomplished my goal or not. But yeah, we gotta get Bennett to that upper mid card status like ASAP. We got a C60C main event, not the best. Sustained a bar fight injury. What? The fuck does that mean? Okay, well anyways, yeah, so the Rhodes Scholars defend their tag team titles, and Crazy Steve shit the bed on that one, and Jesse sustained a bar fight injuries, is what the game says, so, alright, I guess we'll learn what that means. The fuck does that mean? There's a little heat on Crazy Steve as it was felt that it was his mistake that caused Jesse. He fucking had a bar fight with him in the ring? I don't understand. Okay, and then the Rhodes Scholars, just to get that extra boost, that extra rating boost, they celebrated. So, cheap tactics here on TEW. I thought I set the tag team match as storytelling. Fuck! Well, alright. Well, okay. We increased our popularity in 20 regions. That's the gimmick, right? That's what we're going for. That is what we want. So I'm very happy with that. So we will cut to not the loading screen. Okay, we're done with the show. I tell you what. Oh, what the hell is this? TNA responded with no comment after news broke that they're being taken to court by Pat Kenny. What? Oh, get the fuck out of here, Pat Kenny, you fucking mark. Oh, you fucking mark. Oh, I'm gonna hire the best lawyers. I know I can't actually do anything in this game, but I'm gonna hire the best lawyers, and we're gonna fuck him up. He doesn't have a fucking chance against TNA Wrestling. Get fucked, Pat Kenny, you fucking mark. Impact Wrestling 2,800 fans. It was good, but kind of underwhelming. That's basically how the booking felt. And we've got the rest of those people I'll go over later. And you piece of shit. Jesse with the fucking bar fight injury. This game has made me so mad. I don't know what a bar fight injuries is, and why he would sustain it during a match. That makes no sense. But he has it, and it's a thing, so there you go. We got a 2.21 rating. I do want to see how that does, how that compares. I didn't pay attention. 2.21. So we did beat last week's Impact in show rating and TV rating. So yeah, that's a success. That's a good success for me. I'm happy with that. I felt it was pretty half-assed. So the fact that I at least accomplished the weekly goals makes me pretty happy. But yeah, Pat Kenny suing me pisses me the fuck off. I'm like legit salty about this right now. But anyways, there's nothing I can do about it. There's no point in being salty. That'll wrap up this episode of Rebuilding TNA. Thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, because every 8 months that I upload an episode, you'll know about it. And follow me on Twitch for the occasional stream. And yeah, just continue being awesome, you guys. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace.